top 1% now owns more wealth than the bottom 90%.
So all the growth that has occurred in our country over the last decade or more has gone to the upper 1–2%. At the same time, there's really shrinking opportunity.
Turns out that income inequality in America is higher than at any other time since the Great Depression, or worse than Pakistan, Ethiopia.
Not that many years ago, the top income tax bracket in the United States was 91%.
Of the wealthiest 400 Americans, average effective tax just over 16.5%.
Transaction tax on trades of stocks, options, and swaps. Small tax of 0.25% on these securities could raise up to $150 billion a year.
We lowered the tax rates on speculators.
Even though corporate profits are up 60% and corporations have almost $2 trillion in cash, they're not creating jobs, they are hoarding this money that they have pulled out of the economy. On how we could raise $1 trillion a year by shutting down loopholes and favors for the oil and gas and pharmaceutical industries.
Almost 25% of the income in the upper 1%, you raise their taxes by a few percentage points and you get an awful lot of money.
The government could have avoided borrowing if it taxed the rich. And I said to myself, let's see about these high net worth individuals. How much do they have here in the United States? $12.5 trillion.
With tax cuts, as Dr. Baker pointed out, is they don't really stimulate the economy.
By whether or not they strengthen and support the middle class. Somewhere that began to change in the late 1970s, early 1980s. And the middle class instead became like a resource to be strong and vital. Middle class is a middle class that has room, is creating new jobs.
America is not broke. Contrary to what those in power would like you to believe, so that you'll give up your pension, cut your wages, and settle for the life your great-grandparents had. The country is awash in wealth and cash. It's just that it's not in your hands. It has been transferred in the greatest heist in history from the workers and consumers to the banks and the portfolios of the uber-rich.
Call up the members of the Senate, call up the members of the House and say, excuse me, how about representing the middle class and working families for a change rather than the wealthiest people in this country?